I've lived 1,000 lives. I've piloted 1,000 souls. I've killed and fought at night just for another role.
This is the Happy Jacks RPG podcast, a roundtable discussion that's a mix of friendship, humor, unbridled enthusiasm, and tabletop RPG topics sent in from around the world.
Just for another role.
Hello, and welcome to Season 36, Episode 18 of the Happy Jacks RPG podcast. My name is Kimmy.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Rose.
All right. In today's episode, Vyrrk from DC wants to hear gaming reflections and resolutions. Heads up, this email was actually sent in a couple New Year's ago, and I keep messing it, and I finally got it close enough that it counts. It's fine. Thank
Just
you for...
a New Year ago.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I guess this just counts. This just counts.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fine. Spattz from Earth talks mystery game prep, and from the archive 2021, GM Radio Rob asks about keeping games with day jobs interesting. If you'd like, not keeping games when you have a day job interesting, keeping games where you have a day job in the game interesting. Just to clarify, because wow, games are great when you have a day job. If you'd like to contribute a question or story to the show, you can email us at happyjacksrpg@gmail.com. That's happyjacksrpg@gmail.com. Or you can post in the mailbag channel of the Discord at happyjacks.org/Discord. Please send in stuff. We're running a little dry. After the holidays, we always have a little bit of a lag in getting new content, so we would love to have more content. Announcements. Our game days is actually happening today and tomorrow. So if you're watching live, congratulations. You still have time if you wanted to maybe go sign up for something. You go to happyjacks.org/Discord. Thank you, Vyrrk, who is amazing and is kind of like the community organizer for these days on the Discord. And thank you to everybody who's running and playing in these games. We do them every other month. So we're having one in January. We won't have one in February. We'll have one in March again. So if you join the Discord, they're free. They're fun. There's a whole bunch of variety to them. They're just fantastic. So thank you again to everyone who's playing right now as we speak, or tomorrow, or maybe even Monday a little bit because it's a holiday in the US. So I think some games are happening Monday maybe. And yeah, so it's fantastic. And our communities, I am very biased, but I think our community is the best. You're the best. I love you all. Yes. Okay. So we're working on the RSS feeds. I literally had typed out the thing saying, hey, we're still struggling with the RSS feeds. And then 5 minutes before the show started, I was just like, hey, for shits and giggles, I'm going to see. And they're all working right now. I didn't do anything. So nobody touch anything. Nobody touch anything. Nobody. So I don't know. They might be working. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Amazon, it's suddenly working again. All the shows. It caught up since it stopped working in October. And now it's magic. I don't know. It's great. Fantastic. But if it's still not working for your podcatcher, please let me know. We're still trying to troubleshoot without touching anything. I'm trying to figure out what it is. So, yay. And also, what? So, yeah. Thank you. That was my performance art of running a podcast. I'll be here all night. Yeah. So, great. And also, what the fuck?
Technology is an amazing thing.
It's so annoying and great and also terrible and everything. And I have a lot of emotions right now about it. But anyway, if you have more suggestions and you might know what is happening, I still am taking help. And I've already gotten some amazing help. Thank you to the amazing people in our community who are like, hey, there's a random S in one of these things and you can fix it. And it totally is great. And you're amazing. But we'll see. I'm still working with our hosting company to try and figure out what's happening. In the future, we might end up having to cut down the AP feed, maybe making a second archive for the really old actual plays, because that feed is literally at almost 1,000 episodes, and they're very long episodes. They're 3 and 4 hour episodes. So it's a kaiju of a podcast feed that a lot of people are like, it's still working? What? How do you do that? I'm like, I don't know, magic and hope. So we might end up having to split off like the older games onto a second feed. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll keep you updated. If for any reason we are not stopping the podcast or the advice show or the actual plays, they're all still happening. So if anything falls off your podcatcher, please let me know, and please check the website, and please know that we're not pod fading. So just stay tuned and find us again. Don't give up, friends. We can do this together. All right. So, Indie Designer of the Month. Our Indie Designer of the Month for January is Carrie Linden. She's from Snowbright Studio, and the chairperson of the Gamma DEI committee. Just does fantastic work in the community. This week, she and the DEI committee is working on naming specific events, so in a inclusive way, so that everybody feels welcome at them, and a lot of different women in tabletop and things like that reach out to the committee for advice on things, because when you have an organization called Women in Tabletop, it's very easy to seem exclusionary to other marginalized genders and things like that. So it's just amazing. She spends so much of her time just helping the greater tabletop and RPG community. Just a fantastic human. And Grace, who they work with, just the greatest people. Also, as a stop to that, they're great. They're great. You can find their stuff at snowbrightstudio.com, singular studio. And today's product we're talking about is the Snowbright Indie RPG Bundle. So it's a collection of softcover books that brings together 3 of Snowbright's indie darling tabletop RPGs all in one bundle. Each RPG comes with a quick start rules to get you started, plus your first adventure. Blast off into space as 2-inch tall mice wielding 4-inch tall mech suits in Mercurio, a D12 mice and mechs RPG. Join up with Sparky the Raccoon as you compete in a battle of the bands in Sparky and the Nocturnals, a rhythm and roll RPG where you roll music notes instead of numbers. And travel back in time on Snowbright's D4 Cats and Chaos RPG, Time Tales. Your cats with the power to alter time and space. Surely you wouldn't cause more problems than you would set out to solve, right? This book has over 240 pages of content, including adventures for each system. And you can get that right now for $64.99 at snowbrightstudio.com. I don't know about you, but I really want to be tiny mice in tiny mech suits.
Yeah, I know, right?
Also, it's super fascinated. I haven't looked at it yet, but I really want
the rose.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I am really interested in the ones where you roll music notes.
Yeah. I'm wondering what that looks like on paper and in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I've been sort of everyone else, thinking about how would you make K-pop Demon Hunters a game? And it's I wonder if you could do something with that system where you're rolling music notes instead. I wonder how that would work. I don't know. Kind of interesting. All right, mailbag number 1.
Okay. Hello, Empress Kimmy and her Jacker Court. I asked this question on Discord, and after the conversation there, I figured it would be a good question for the show. As this year gets closer and closer to the end, it's got me thinking about the goals I set at the beginning of the year. In 2023, my goal was to finish a campaign and keep better track of my games played. For 2024, my goal was to play/run more games and try to get more emotion in my games. Although 2023 went really well, 2024 is a bit mixed. I have played significantly less games this year, but I have been able to play with some other groups and get some emotional experiences. Shout out to Rose, Heavy Metal Jess, and Samantha for that. I also got to run a one-shot here on Happy Jacks, which has been a goal of mine for years. With the year almost over, I'm going to try and push hard this last quarter to hit my goals. This email is really sounding like a work email. Yuck. So, my question for you all. Do any of you set TTRPG goals for the year? And, if so, how are they going so far? Vyrrk from DC. P.S. Drink?
Woo.
Cheers. PPS, lightning question. What was the best game you played this year? Okay. Frankly, TTRPG goals is something I've never thought about. It's a great thing to do, actually, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I have heard people, say, oh, yeah, I'm going to play more games this year. I want to run a system, like a new system every month. I want to play with a new GM every month, so on and so forth. But that's something I personally haven't really kind of considered, because gaming kind of just happens for me. It's like I just trip and then I'm gaming, right? Walking down the streets of San Francisco, I hit a crack and then I'm gaming. I don't know. But no, that's great. I think the gaming goal that I'm going to make for this year is run a campaign for my kids. Because I've played a lot of one shots with them. I haven't run like a full campaign, and now my youngest child and their friends are just getting into D&D. They introduced their friends at school to D&D, and now they want to play a full game. So I'm gonna start like a bi-weekly campaign with them. So that's my personal goal. Kimmy, Rose.
Oh, I love that so much. How old are your kids?
My elder is 15 and my younger is 12.
It's like
Okay,
the sweet
that I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
say. Like in my work, I work with kids ages like 6 to 12, and we have a bunch of like 6 to 8-year-olds who have really wanted to play D&D, which has just been Quest, which is just rolling a d20, and if they beat a 10, congratulations, you do the thing.
Yep.
But yeah, running games for kids is so much fun. It is
Yeah.
really a blast.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're looking for games that are for that age group, oh gosh, there's a dragon game that's powered by the Apocalypse system that's really
Apillion.
phenomenal. Yes.
What was it, Kimmy?
It's
yeah.
called Apillion, I think, or
Oh.
I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but it's spelled that way.
Okay. All right.
And it's by Magpie Games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome.
Yeah. My brother has run that for my nibbling, who absolutely loves it. I think that was actually probably their first time dealing with like not gender binary pronouns and stuff like that. Which like 3-4 years later, they're out as non-binary, which is super cool. My goals for this year are to run an actual play and have it not suck. And so far we are absolutely rocking that one.
Off to a good start.
Yeah. I mean, 100% of the sessions we've had so far have been amazing. We've had a session 0 and 1 session, so it's easy to be batting 1,000 if you've only had one pitch, but looking forward to Neon Nights continuing and being awesome. I also have a lot of goals for gaming in person. I'm going to be going to OrCon this year. So I really am excited to be down in LA and get a chance to play a bunch of games, bunch of systems with a bunch of people. I hope to get a game with pretty much any Happy Jacks person who is physically there at the con. So hoping to be rolling a lot of dice there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so goals and stuff. I want to GM another campaign this year. It's for a really long time. I was really nervous about GMing on stream. And I did it some, and then I didn't do it for a really long time. And I felt better about it after the One Ring campaign and then Outrunners. So I want to do another one of those this year.
The award-winning One Ring campaign?
Yeah, okay. Stop. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I-
Just a bit of validation there for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I-
It was nice.
Like One Ring was the first time I played a long form game with you. I would not have guessed that you were anything
Good.
of-
Terrified.
unsure. Well, no, I had no doubts about the good thing, but like I did not get any impression whatsoever that you were unsure of any of your footing.
Oh, good. I'm
During
very
that
good at
game.
faking it.
Oh, all right. Well, that's
I'm gonna give you all like
75% of GMing, right? Is
Yeah.
like, just fake it till you make it.
yeah, and like 65% of teaching.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I am in control here. I am in control of this classroom at all times. And you just if you at any moment if that mask slips, you're doomed.
Yeah.
So it's
Smell the fear.
Yeah, it's much easier to pull that off with like 4 adults.
Yeah. Right.
So I really want
Or
to
like a willing audience, willing and friendly audience.
right, and I'm not trying to teach you fractions, so it's different.
Depends on the game.
Yeah, I mean that too. But so I really want to GM something. A lot of my goals this year are I really want to try a few more like small narrative systems, like at the cons and things like that, because I'm starting to. After I'm done with Starscape, which is very, very close, I want to work on doing a bunch of like smaller zine games, like in my design. And I really want to play a bunch of different ones to get like some ideas. Like I have this mechanic with tarot cards, with the numbers on the tarot cards that I'm sort of like messing with. So I want to just like delve more and like publish a bunch of smaller stuff before I dive into another big project. I think Starscape has me a little sapped. And yeah, I think those are my 2 big things this year. I got to be a player this last year in Road to Nowhere, and that was amazing and very like really like regenerative to my like passion for campaign play. I feel like sometimes when you have all the pressure of GMing on you, in addition to like a day job, in addition to like all the other things that I have on my plate, it gets to be a lot.
And in addition to creating the game,
Well, that's
that you were GMing.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, yeah, that's to say the least. It's a lot. Making a game is already a lot. Like it's a full-time job for a lot of people.
Yeah,
right? So,
for sure. So showing up and just being able to be a little chaos every session was great. I'm usually not the chaos player. I'm usually like the type A, like, okay, everybody be on the same page player. And this time I was like, what if we did weird stuff?
You really
like,
play against type usually, Kimmy.
yeah, really,
Playing a type A character? What?
What? Who's like mothers and like gets everyone to feel like community. That's like, yeah. So that was fun. I think I want to try GMing, and I want to try and GM something a little different. Like I keep wanting to run One Ring again, but I feel like I don't know. I want to try something new, so I'm kind of on the lookout for a system. I have a bunch of stuff. I was supposed to rotate in before Adam offered to do Dune, and so I have like all these books of stuff I was like looking at. So I want to find something to rotate in that's different, that hasn't been done on the stream, or at least not for a while. That I'm also like just kind of interested in learning, and I'm listing so much stuff. Sorry. I really want to try and play against type more when I am playing, because I think that was really fun. It was really different. I think it's the like teacher's pet in me who wants to make the job of the GM easier, kind of helping to herd the cats. And I feel like I need to stop that, and I need to just be a little bit more of like Chaos Goblin. Like, so those are my goals.
Yes,
be chaos.
I'm all in favor of this.
Yeah, my goals are to be chaos, to run something like new that I haven't run before, and to make a bunch of smaller zine games. Yeah, be one of the cats instead of hurting the cats.
nice.
Yeah, so those are my goals for 2026. Also, like, you know, just life, survival.
Yeah.
Get my kid through kindergarten.
Make it through 2026.
What was the? So there was a second part of the question too. Did I already answer that one? Goals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Best game.
I didn't ask. I didn't do the reflection question. Did we do that one?
Hold on. Do any of you set TTR? How are they going so far? Oh yeah. I mean, I guess how are they going so far?
Oh, God, writing a game is really hard.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Like my biggest gaming thing was getting Starscape out the door, and just with all the tariffs and stuff, it keeps getting delayed. And then I failed to really plan for how much I would change my mind on the text. I feel like every time I reread it, like I want to change it.
Oh,
And it's great. And I need to just leave it alone.
just-
And every time you know what, if I change these couple sentences, I think this would be clearer. Oh, I think this would be more evocative. I think, and like, it's like, I'm not writing the next great American novel. Like, it's gonna be great. You can play it. You can totally play it, and they need to just stop. And my editor's like, Cody's like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. And I'm just like, but what if I just took one more week? And she's like, and they're like, stop. And my layout artist she's like, stop.
Got to
Just
get to
send it
that
to me.
publishing finish line.
I do,
eventually.
yeah. And so I will stop. I will stop soon.
Okay, lightning question. What was the best game you played this year?
Oh,
I mean, this year's, you know,
I think
Are we counting,
let's do
like,
last year.
last
Let's,
year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
2025.
What have you played in the last 2 weeks?
I know, yeah, exactly, right. Good Lord, what?
Masks.
I can't even remember. Masks, I know, yeah.
In the
This
last 2
year,
weeks,
2026 masks, a new generation, yeah. That's a really tough one. I'm going to say the best game that I played was actually Vaesen, because I'd never played that before. I love Free League's Year Zero engine. And just, I didn't realize that Vaesen was also sort of like an art book like Tales from the Loop. And so I picked up the starter set for that and was just really kind of blown away by the lore, the writing, the art. It's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oof. I think I loved Road to Nowhere. It was amazing. I loved that game because the people at the table, the system was also cool. I liked it. It's not a setting I would generally choose, like post-apocalyptic, somewhat cyberpunk is not generally like the genre I'm drawn to, but we were able to tell a really good story. So for people at the table, my answer is Road to Nowhere. I think I was really fascinated by I played Outgunned at one of the Strategicons, and that was a really interesting, fun way of doing like the mechanics and stuff that I kind of liked. So I think that was like the RPG that kind of like jumped out to me as like the most different thing I'd played this year, which I really liked.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Rose.
Instead of playing things different, I played things very much in my wheelhouse in 2025. The two things that stood out to me most were a game called Knights of the Demon Club, which is a Belonging Outside Belonging, No Dice, No Masters game about a bar for the supernatural, and the kind of community and shenanigans that happen there. For some reason, all of my bars end up being gay bars. Because, oh gosh, Kurt played a siren drag queen in one of them that was glorious. Like Kurt is probably not saying this because I'm pretty sure he's playing in a game right now for game days, but just such a great player to have at the table. I ran that a couple of times, and then I also ran Roll for Shoes, which is a game where you start with the stat do anything, and whenever you roll the highest number on a die, you get a new stat that gets more specific. So we had a character who ended up with the skill Understand Women at level 3.
Amazing.
which was fantastic. It was just like, oh great, you're good at understanding things. And then he understood like complex lesbian relationships somehow. And so it was, oh god, it was so good. But yeah, those games have absolutely been phenomenal. I'm probably gonna run another Roll for Shoes Pokemon game at some point. It's such a good time, and it's such a good rules light system. Just very, very goofy and very much puts the like control of what the character will be in the player's hands, which is really, really fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so fun. It's such
Yeah.
a fun name, dude. Just Roll for Shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Here's 2026 being a amazing year for everything, but also gaming.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of other things outside gaming, but yes,
Yeah,
definitely
for
gaming.
gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
All right.
Shall I go ahead and read number 2?
Please do. Mailbag number 2.
Alrighty. Hello once again, Happy Jacks. I have another question. As a returning GM after 20 plus years, I have turned to many resources to learn new techniques. One is So You Want to Be a Game Master by Justin Alexander. I have been learning a lot regarding running games, and this has provided many tools on running a game. I feel in the past I never had a good experience with a mystery adventure. Mr. Alexander provides one method of developing a mystery adventure using nodes and having 3 clues for each node. However, this does not appear to be low prep method to develop a mystery scenario. Can one design a low prep mystery, and how would you do that? Are there any forms of scenarios that do not fit the low prep design philosophy? Thank you once again, Spattz from Earth. Excellent kind of shoe.
Yes. Roll for spats. Okay. All right. So as a low prep method for running mystery games.
I don't necessarily know about low prep, but I think if you, I think if as a game master you at least have like a framework
Yeah.
that you can fill in the gaps, so part 1, introduce these characters. Part 2, these characters, one of these characters has done something and has left a trail. Part
Mhm.
3, the player characters need to investigate this trail. Part 4, there's a turn that relates to something. And I mean I'm kind of just making this up as I go along.
Mhm.
But I think that's the one way I can think of that you could sort of maybe kind of run a low prep mystery game,
Yeah.
is if you have a framework that you can use that fairly reliably slots in, a variety of things with, with some degree of interchangeability. So like there's an object, or there's somebody who interacted with an object, something happened, and you can technically sort of fill those things in with a variety of things and kind of come up with something on the fly. But even that, I don't know if I would necessarily consider that low prep. That's a really great question, by the way.
Yeah. I think it depends on what kind of mystery you're doing.
Mhm.
Because there's the mystery where you're finding someone and you need evidence against them, like a detective mystery. And that is a lot more prep. Because you have to, in addition to getting them in the right place, you also have to provide the evidence.
Mhm.
Where if you're doing like, hey, we're looking for this object or this person, you just have to get them to a place. And that requires a much lower level of specificity and pre-planning. Because it's like, as you go, you can kind of make that up. As long as you know where they're supposed to go eventually, you can kind of be like, oh, this will lead them here, this will lead them here, and this will lead them to the final place. And you can make up clues to lead them there. Like if they, oh, okay, they're the person or the lost puppy they're trying to find is at the pier, then okay, they start off at school. Okay, the next thing, oh, you find some tokens from the arcade. Okay, like you can make that up on the fly, and you can kind of like as you go, you're like, okay, they need to go here, here, and here. But I think the harder type is like what you would do in like a Blade Runner game or something like that, where you not only have to find out what's happening, but have evidence to support a hypothesis or a crime or something like that to actually hold someone accountable for it. What do you think, Rose?
Yeah, I think that delineation between like just solving a mystery or being a detective and the two ways that, or those being two different ways that a game can kind of play out is a really good one. I think it's very easy to improvise a mystery. It's very difficult to improvise a detective story. Because detective stories have to follow logic. You need to collect evidence. You need to build your case. You need to, beyond a reasonable doubt, you know, get the person responsible. In a mystery, sometimes it's just you catch the person and then there's a big fight at the end. Uh, and you get the person to reveal themselves or things like that. And that actually wouldn't be incredibly difficult to improvise. You can definitely just start a game with, okay, this person did it, who are other people who could be responsible, that would have motive or opportunity, and just kind of throw that out and kind of build that story on the run. That's possible to improvise. It's difficult, but it's possible. It really depends on your level of comfort. If improvisational GMing is a strong suit for you, if that's it's difficult to be low prep and low improvisation. Like the two are kind of corresponding levels on like a seesaw.
Yeah.
And the way to do a both low prep and low improvising for the GM mystery is to play Brindlewood Bay, where you don't even know who did the murder. It'll be decided by the players and with dice rolls, which is a mystery, but it's not a traditional style of mystery. It's kind of the newer, hippier. It's taking the themes and the aesthetics of mystery stories without making you like unravel an actual mystery as a player.
Yeah. Which is fun. I played Brindlewood Bay like recently for the first time, and I had a good time. But I feel like sometimes you really want to do something where you're actually, especially for like a campaign, like I want to feel like I'm actually solving the mystery, or my character at least is actually solving the mystery. Even if like Kimmy knows, oh, it's probably that person. Like there's something fun about that process and knowing that there's a right answer. Even if as a GM you're kind of like messing with it and the players don't necessarily know that, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I haven't I read So You Want to Be a Game Master parts of it years ago, and I don't remember this particular part of it. I've had people mention it before. So I can't speak specifically to the having three clues for each node. When I have done mystery games, and most of them have been very short, either like one shots or like 2 or 3 sessions. I tend to make a whole bunch of clues at the beginning that all lead to whatever like the answer is, and I'll just like have them on I had them on little cards. Nowadays I think I'd still put them on cards, because then you can like actually hand them to people. And that's one of the things I really liked about the Blade Runner game, is they came with all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was beautiful too. But
Yeah.
I would write them on 3x5 cards, because better living through office supplies, and just sprinkle them in wherever they made sense. So going with our shoe theme of this episode, evidently, like if like there was a shoe and a spat that were both like costume clues for the dress up Ren Fair person. No, they don't wear spats at Ren Fair, but you get it. Who is like, they could be sprinkled in literally anywhere. So I don't plan where those clues go, and that kind of keeps it more improvisational and a little bit lower prep. And I just make like 12 clues, and I probably will not use them all, but it makes it so it's easy to drop something in when needed, whenever they're in a situation. The biggest thing is to not let them hit that, the famous D&D locked door that they can't get past.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't, like I might drop a shoe on top of their head. Like, they're going to get the clue. They have to get the clue. And, Gumshoe was brought up in the chat. Like they get the clue. Yeah. It is no fun. Okay, run, or roll for look around the room, or whatever it is. Like, perception check, whatever your system is asking for. And they roll badly, and they're like, you see nothing.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like, you were looking around this room and you don't see anything. Isn't this a fun game? Aren't you having fun doing nothing and looking at walls and not seeing anything?
Oh, you know what? Just roll again.
Yeah.
No, okay, roll again. Roll again. Yeah.
Oh, you keep rolling. It's like, just give it to them.
Yeah.
Like, have the shoe fall from the sky. And like, I wonder where the shoe came from. It's like, well, there's a second floor. I don't know. Like, whatever.
I edit a lot of like D&D adventures, and that is like one of the things that I am quickest to point out and quickest to make a note of, or just quickest to edit out,
Mhm.
is locking a key piece of information behind a roll.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're not making the GM's or the player's life any easier by requiring a roll for this.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
if you can come up with a degree of information to trickle out, you know, they know more, they're more prepared for something later on.
Mhm.
Great, if you know, if they get a higher roll, but don't. Yeah, you know, Shadows of Life in the chat. Don't hide plot behind dice rolls.
Yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I was, oh good lord, here I go again. This is like my one moment. I always have one of these moments in every advice show. I want to say something and it just flitters out of my
Disappears.
head.
Yeah, it
disappears.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
I think keeping things moving, keeping things interesting. If you get to a place where, and it happens, like sometimes you'll have a table that is just fantastic at solving mysteries, just because the players are, and sometimes you'll get a set of players who are not so great at solving mysteries, and it's hard to have characters be good at solving mysteries if players aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't be afraid to like have the Scooby-Doo moment where it's like it doesn't have to be that cheesy. You can do it in a neat, serious way. You like the Blade Runner is another good example. Like
Yeah.
Blade Runner movies, they'll be going like or down an aisle and suddenly or my favorite detective ever of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, best detective story
Eddie
ever of all
Valley.
time, but amazing. Where suddenly they're like walking and you see like the shadow on the wall as someone runs away, and just like throw in that stuff, whatever setting you're using. It can be appropriate for literally any type of setting or vibe for your game. As we saw, like it happened in Blade Runner, it happened in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all these different things, and have it drive the plot, have it build anticipation. One of the things you really have to watch in mystery games is that building of tension and then the releasing of tension.
Mhm.
And building of tension and then releasing of tension. And that can be with them facing moments that are really pivotal to find a clue, but it can also be moments of danger or them being in a ballroom where they know the culprit is here, but it's like 200 of the wealthiest people in Gotham
Mhm.
City, and you know, whatever it is. So I think as you're building your game, and it doesn't have to be something that's really high prep. You can just kind of like in these, like each session should have one or two of these big like moments, and it can be, you know, and everybody preps differently, as we have all discovered, even among those of us who are, as we were so like, was it no prep improv Californians, as we were called by Steffi in the last episode, which is going to be a t-shirt, by the way. You know, even among us, like Dave and Jason and me and like you and all of us who kind of play games together and have kind of homogenized how we play and run games together. There's differences in how we prep. So all you have to do is like, okay, this episode, there's going to be the big, the gala where there's, you know, and that's where the, I don't know, Ruby Phoenix is going to get stolen. And then it's like, okay. And then later on, they're going to find, you know, a shoe with a spat on it, clearly from a formal event. And, you know, whatever it is, and just be like, okay, those are the things that are going to happen. And you can have those pillars of what's going to happen this session, and then just kind of improv or create the rest as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And using the 3x5 card, like the spat can happen anywhere. Like you don't have to plan, oh, they're going to find it in the alley behind the gala, because what if they don't go there?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, oh, you got in a taxi. Oh, there's a shoe with a spat on it in the taxi. Oh, you can now ask the taxi driver, who was in this last?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't really paying attention, but I dropped him off here. Like, or like you're walking by the 31 Baskin Robbins and you trip and oh, look, it's because there's a shoe there, and you fall into a game like Jay does, but or whatever it is. Like, you know, like the shoe will appear wherever the players go. So they are actually solving the mystery, but the clues are following wherever they go.
Mm-hmm,
And it keeps things very easy and very malleable.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds, interestingly enough, that sounds a little bit like the sort of quantum ogre, you know, idea of encounter building.
Uh-huh.
But no, I totally get it, though. I love that idea of like creating the clues and being able to, as long as the clues kind of lead to the same place. or point to a same general direction, you can just drop whichever clue. That's a great way for a low prep. And I mean, once you have your kind of staple of clues, you could kind of use that for a variety of sessions. You know,
Yeah,
if they don't get, if you, like you say, if they only make it through 3 of the 12, you got 9 more clues. I had to do the math there. Good Lord. Basic math, folks.
Woo.
You got 9 more clues to drop in over the upcoming few sessions. Right?
Yeah.
I remembered what I was going to say.
Okay, do you want to explain Quantum Ogre real quick?
Oh, yeah, the Quantum Ogre. So the Quantum Ogre is a way to sort of prep a fantasy combat adventure, right? Where as some people call it, some people akin it to kind of railroading. I think of it more like, well, I've prepared this encounter. I want to run this encounter. We're going to have this encounter.
We like to call it as do not fuck with the GM's time.
Yeah. I spent an hour writing this out and drawing the map. We're going to do this. But Quantum Ogre is, you know, when you're playing, say, a fantasy game and the characters go through a progression, you know, go through the plot, the story beats, whatever. There is an encounter that may or may not happen behind any of the doors they open. Any of the doors they open will lead to a particular thing, that whatever it is that you've prepped.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I've heard like different phrases. I've never heard it called Quantum Ogre.
Yeah, because it might be there, it might not. You know, you go to the inn and you talk to the barkeep and they point you to the basement. Oh, that basement has that encounter that I just prepared. It happens to be an ogre. I don't know why there's an ogre in the basement, but it's in there. And you make it work, right? You make it work as a GM, right?
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's one of the, and I know, hold on to what you were about to say before we move on from Quantum Ogre. It's one of those things that over the years, we've been giving advice for a while now. We are established, not old. But that's one of those things that people used to get really angry about back in the day. Like, I remember we talked on an episode, gosh, so many years ago, back when we were doing like our Eldemy D&D campaign, and we basically said that same idea, like, hey, if you prep something, you know, there's a fork in the road, no matter which direction the players go, they're going to hit this encounter. Yeah, Schrodinger's encounter. I think that's what we call it, Schrodinger's encounter. So it's like, and people got so angry, and like people really do see it as railroading. And it's one of the things that's like, okay, but it's also just like practical. It's like, would you rather go the other way and have nothing happen? It's like, no, we want you as the GM to prep all the things for all of us, for every, you know,
every quantum possibility,
it's
right?
like, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Also, you don't actually know the difference. So I think that's me, like, who just works with children a lot. It's like, okay, like, you name a thing I know they can do and will do. Okay, if we do this thing, we're going to get this thing. And it's like, all right, like, or when we vote on something, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, these are our choices. And they're really my choices.
Yeah,
but they really get to vote on them. They get to choose which of my choices they choose. But, so I guess I have less guilt about doing such things.
Yeah. And I mean, and thank you to James V. For saying it is not railroading.
Yeah, it's not.
Because, you know, especially now when there are so many accessories and toys you can buy around role-playing games, you get the Dwarven Forge pieces to build an encounter. Mm-hmm. It's an investment. You kind of want to be able to use it, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And so many games are designed around that concept now. Too.
Yeah.
Rose, you were going to add something. Sorry.
Yes, it's I think it was Einstein who said it's the conservation of prep.
Yes.
Not the conservation of mass, it's the conservation of prep.
Prep. Yeah, accurate. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to your point you'd forgotten and then remember.
Yeah, no, speaking of like passing out cards and stuff, so many of like the most fun mystery scenarios I've been with have come with handouts. You mentioned the Blade Runner box set. I think that's what Kadave was running. Yeah. Amazing box set.
So
and
beautiful.
The handouts were phenomenal in that box set, right? Same thing with the Call of Cthulhu box set, like the starter set for it. Mm-hmm. Blew my mind, just the amount of content and the number of handouts they had in there. And sometimes for a mystery, like you kind of do want to be able to prepare that. You want to be able to prepare the diary page or the map, or that special little thing that players can not just think about and talk about and roll dice to try to solve. It's sparkling prep.
Sorry,
Very nice, Rose.
In the chat, Rose is saying it's only railroading if it comes from the railroad region of France. Otherwise, it's sparkling prep.
That sounds like another T-shirt idea. Too.
Yeah,
Or maybe
I
like a notebook cover or a
There we
sticker
go.
or something. Yeah, a little long for a T-shirt, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make that handout that players can like look over, pore over, read. It just occurred to me an easy way to kind of do that for a mystery. Top load clues on the top half of the page. Top load the more significant clue in the bottom half of the page. Just tear the page in half.
Oh, yeah.
And dole out, you find this portion of it, but there's obviously a part missing. You got to solve these steps to find the next part. So,
Yeah. And that can be super fun, but it's not required.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Stu would create actual newspaper thing. He would use his journalism degree.
Yeah,
And
that's
there would be
Vyrrk.
ads. Oh yeah, and stuff like that. But when you create he would create these amazing things, and it would cause a lot of red herrings. Sometimes oh man, the bear. There was a bear once that and they in our vampire campaign we were solving some mysteries, and that we were trying to track down some stuff. And there was this ad about this old lady who owned the bar, and it was literally supposed to be just filler. It was not. It was he needed ad space for his actual story, which was our actual clue. And we just were why would an old lady own a bar? It was a biker bar. And we were this seems weird. This must be a clue for something. And he later on, he's what the fuck were you doing? It was just an ad. I mean, it led to one of the best NPCs of any game I've ever been in. She ended up, we went to this bar and Stu ended up wrapping her into the campaign. She ended up being this badass mage who put terror in all of our vampire hearts, with her doilies, chef's kiss, amazing. But that's also the danger of really good props.
Yeah.
But
Very
that's
true.
the good thing about the box set, which was really beautiful. Because a lot of times they're not gonna have as many red herrings, hopefully.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little more efficient in the use of handouts. and
Yes.
props.
Yeah, so I think I again having actual clues ahead of time. I don't know, I'm sort of repeating us. I don't need to repeat anything. Sorry. I'm doing the teacher wrap up thing. Let's reiterate the main points of our discussion. I don't really need to do that. But yeah, just figure out where your low prep meter is.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some of us, it's very, very low. For some people, it's higher. And you want to be prepared. You don't want to feel like you're floundering, especially with a mystery game, because I feel that can make players feel it's not worth the time more than other types of adventures. If I'm just going through a fantasy, dungeon crawl or superheroes, punching people, I'm a little more forgiving of okay, you make it up as you go. With a mystery, unless I'm playing Brindlewood Bay, which has the actual mechanics, I kind of want to know that there's a right answer.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know I'm getting the right answer, and getting a gold star, and I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
I think that's the one situation where I really want to win an RPG. I don't mind if my character dies in combat usually, but at least not, even if I'm not there, if my character's not there, I feel my party needs to win at the mystery.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I must be a mystery min-maxer. All right. Are we done with that one? Are we good?
I think so.
All right.
Good question.
Yeah, very good. Mailbag 3 from the archive 2021. Greetings, mighty jackers. GM Radio Rob here, writing to you from the great Antipodes.
Antipodes?
Antipodes. That's it. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Antipodes.
I teach reading.
Antipodes.
It's fine.
Antipodes.
Antipod? Yeah.
The antipodes.
Antipodes from the... Yeah, Rob doesn't speak that way. He has a fantastic voice. Hoping you can help keeping the GM Gray Matter running. I'm currently smitten with Alien, the role-playing game, and want to try my hand at a Space Truckers campaign. I've always liked the idea of have a ship will travel, and there's something about the down-to-earth presentation of a starship crew in the movie Alien that I really dig. Now, as game masters, as game mothers per Alien, we're not just control freaks, but overthinkers. I have been doing battle with what challenges I can throw at my players that would fit the world they inhabit. Alien isn't Star Wars or Firefly. The universe is generally less exciting and forgiving. And even before the alien rears its outsized head, I sometimes find myself thinking of it, unfairly, no doubt, as corporate day job, the role-playing game. A space trucker generally doesn't fit the investigator mold, unless you count Kane from the Nostromo?
The Nostromo, yeah.
Yeah,
Nostromo.
First Alien movie.
Right. It's cool. It's fine. And look what happened. I've seen it. I don't like it. It scares me.
Oh.
I love Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But Alien is too much of a horror movie for me. I watched it once with my husband, and most of the time I was under the blanket. I don't like it.
It's doing its job.
It's great. It's a great movie. Like, I love it, and I don't like scary movies. I'm the person who's really annoying and yells at people like, "You're bait! Don't go there! It's there! Turn on the light! Shoot it! Run! Why are you still in the house?" Like, I'm the most annoying. Anyway, Nostromo, and look what happened to him. I am finding myself stumped for challenges that spice the basic pattern of pick up cargo from place A, deliver cargo to place B, get paid, up without getting repetitive. I'd be curious to hear your perspectives from the low-powered games you've run and played in. How do you make this session interesting and sustain a low-powered campaign, particularly one based around doing jobs, as opposed to missions across multiple sessions? I've been enjoying Yuma Station and think there's a lot to learn in there, especially as the Traveler and Alien models are on par, although my greatest takeaway from that awesome actual play is get a bunch of talented improvisers, throw them in an odd situation, and let them go nuts. Salute, Rob. All right, running and keeping day jobs interesting.
I mean, I think Rob answered the question. Get a bunch of talented improvisers, put them in an odd situation. I'm good.
Okay. I mean, yes. Accurate.
If only there was a server full of those to search.
Yeah, right.
Yes. happyjacksrpg.org/Discord. Okay. I think one of the things, like having consumed a ridiculous amount of sci-fi in the last, 5 years, this is where the B plot becomes your friend.
Mm-hmm.
This is like we're on the Enterprise, and obviously that's not like as like space truckery, but it's like the best example. It's the easiest one that people can draw from. Like, okay, we're at this nebula, and we're trying to pull power from the nebula, and like the B plot is, Worf going on a date with Deanna Troi, and those sort of small things. Or, we don't have any food for dinner, and the replicators are down, or whatever it is. Those like more human interactions, lower stakes challenges that you have to face. I've done Starscape is basically a lot about this, and like picture yourself with roommates, a lot of roommates in a very small space that you cannot leave for a very long period of time. What would be problems? What would cause problems? And start from there.
Because I'm sure you probably, if you work any job, you probably encounter problems, in your job in one way, shape, or form. And I suppose that is one place you can draw inspiration. Like, what's a really kind of high stress, sudden problem that I had to face? How do you put that in a game? How do you gamify that? I guess, how do you include that in the plot or something? Somebody, let's see, who was it? Sorry, it was in the chat. Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Someone in the chat mentioned like this, doing a regular job campaign, making them interesting is for the regular job to encounter some kind of complication. And if you're doing space truckers, there are a lot of complications that a group of people who maybe are doing their job because they need to and are getting paid to do it and not because they care about one another. There are a lot of complications that they can face. So,
They get a flat tire.
sure, yeah. That one thruster, goes dead, and they have to land, and they're approaching a planet. They have a day to repair this thruster. Right? So I think like you mentioned, Kimmy, relationships between people, certainly that's one way to add a complication. I think having NPCs, characters that are outside of the player's control, to incorporate complications and to throw in switch ups and twists and stuff, that probably is one way that you can do it too, that you can kind of add a little bit of spice throughout the game. But I think also kind of having a set number of sessions, or not necessarily a set number of sessions, but know that you're not going to go 5 years with this campaign. We're going to play for so many months. There are some things that I personally, as the game mother, want to accomplish, that I want to put the players through, these particular scenarios that I want to put them through. And kind of call it that. Don't be the wandering murder hobos of the Alien/Predator universe. Alien/Predator/Blade Runner universe. There we go.
Yeah.
/Marvel/DC.
So, yeah, right. There you go. Yeah. Just toss it all in there.
Yeah. Rose.
I think a great place to look for inspiration, like, it's not just a day job, like, especially Alien isn't just a day job simulator, but if you think about it, it is very similar to like the Age of Sail, where you have these extremely long periods of time where the only people you are going to interact with are people on the ship. There is a strict enforced hierarchy, and there are repercussions if you fuck up your job. And introducing interpersonal conflicts, problems with the ship, like you could oh gosh, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic in the first Fantastic Four movie was in this entire series of Age of Sail stuff.
Yeah.
And Horatio Hornblower. And there's so much about like, what do you do if the officer in charge is unreliable or is taking favorites, or if you have these like feuds and vendettas between people on the ship, like you can make it anything from like workplace simulator, like in the 21st century, to Age of Sail, like life and death drama, even before you involve an alien. What do you do when the only law is the law of the ship until you get to port? Like that can be a very scary time. That can be a very stressful time. Then you mix in the capitalist hellscape that is the 21st century. I mean, whenever Alien is set. And then you have things like making sure that the job is done on time, putting all of these people in these pressure cookers of expectations and of deadlines and of bills to pay, and making sure the ship is paid off, and making sure people's families are fed, and all of this stuff. And you have a lot of people with a lot of things to care about, and a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I think increasing the pressure too, either from the company or from a rival company, like maybe if you're both trying to build a colony somewhere, or if you're trying to get supplies somewhere first. So there's just so many different layers of things you can add to make things more interesting and more difficult or more fun. One thing that can be fun is actually adding a benefit. Like, so many times it's easy to be like, oh, okay, like something's broken on the ship or things like that. Like, if you get something special and then the crew has to decide what to do with it, like, hey, we got a bottle of champagne, like actual champagne from the Champagne region of France. It's not just sparkling wine. Like, whatever it is. And it's like, okay, are we going to save it? Are we going to, all these little things that are so real. Like, okay, so this is like a once in a lifetime thing or whatever it is. Like maybe it's fruit, like fresh fruit. Hey, we got an orange tree and we have to take care of this and we have to do this. Or maybe there's like suddenly like the cat, like everyone loves the cat. Like the cat on board is disappeared and we have to find, like, where did the cat go? Obviously we're in space. It didn't leave. We have to find the cat. Like, that kind of depending on the vibe of your game. That may not actually be like a good alien vibe story. Like, I love the idea of find a cat. But, there can be higher stakes things or more fun things that aren't like that. Like, that would be a great opportunity. There's a bunch of like macho like soldiers and stuff on the first alien ship. It's like maybe it's like a wrestling match. Maybe something like that where you have like the cool, sexy, like sparring thing that's like a requirement of every sci-fi property ever. Things like that. So just kind of get a little wild with it. Like, have some fun. Have your players give you some ideas. Like incorporating random things, but also like what are their individual goals? Like, does one of them want to be an artist, so he's drawing like in his bunk all the time, and then someone else finds it and thinks it's funny? Like, is that character going to be supportive? Are they going to be mean about it? Like, how is that going to cause drama? Is he drawing beautiful pictures of, the other crewmate he's in love with, and then they get together? Like, whatever. Like, there's so many fun things with what the characters are already creating. Like, find ways to weave that in on top of the normal, the replicator's broken or whatever it is. I know they don't have a replicator and alien, but,
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Yeah. Another thing. So, if you're doing the space trucker thing, obviously space travel is going to be a big part of that particular story, that genre. If you're just switch up the whys of why they're traveling and the where they're going. So instead of just picking up cargo, dropping it off, maybe the first one is as simple as dropping off cargo. The second one is going to help a ship that's stranded in an asteroid field. There's a distress beacon. Third is there's a group of space marines that need support on a barren planet or something like that. Just kind of switch up the why. The crew is going from one place to another. Each one will come with its own complications. And then, again, the where. Maybe they're going to a space station one time. From there, they're going to that barren planet with the Space Marines. And then they get to go home. And there are complications that could arise, different complications that could arise from that, too. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fun. And just don't get too in the weeds with the actual jobs of your day job in game. Like, nobody, like, it's fun to have a day job in game. It's not fun to actually have to sit there for X amount of time and actually live it out. And like, okay, you have to sit here for the next 3 hours and hit this button every time this alarm goes off or whatever it is. It's ridiculous.
Traveler, the accounting.
Yeah, exactly. So don't make your players live that life. Nobody wants to do that life.
Yeah. Unless you look out and they happen to be that table. I don't know. Yeah, that group of players that just really loves the minutia and the dice rolling that comes with it.
It's a thing. Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorites YouTube channels, Andy, I don't know, something like that. He plays video games. And he'll do things like take a survey of the trees in Skyrim. And he will go and play Cyberpunk 77 and like actually live a regular life. So his character, he's like, I'm going to live 3 in-game days with a real job. And he went and he played. It ended up being like 24 hours almost in person. And he like found an apartment. And every day when the light came, he would go to a restaurant where he was a server and talk to the NPCs. Like, it doesn't sound like it's fascinating, but it's an amazing YouTube channel, and you should check it out if you like video games. It's amazing.
And I mean, like, games like Animal Crossing exist.
Yeah. That too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, people like routine. People like feeling like they've accomplished things. But don't make them like it. Yeah, don't actually give them a day job. All right. I think we're set.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us for season 36, episode 18 of the Happy Jacks RPG podcast. Please support Carrie Linden, she, they, of Snowbright Studio. You can find their games at snowbrightstudio.com. Thank you to our chat mod, James V, and to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. You can join their amazing ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. Thank you to all our new Patreons. We've actually had quite a few people join in the last, few weeks, months, and it's really appreciated, and we really, really like it. And I have a new nerding out to post that I should post tonight or tomorrow when I remember. Yes. And thank you. My name is Kimmy, she, her. You can find the games I make at goldenlassogames.com. You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl or Golden Lasso Games or Happy Jacks RPG on Blue Sky and like some social media. Sometimes I get notifications, sometimes I don't. You can find me here every Saturday right now. That's all I'm doing is this advice show. And yeah. Jay.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jay, he, him. You can find me at Transplant Asian on Instagram and at JAfrica pretty much everywhere else in the socials. You can find me every third Sunday at the Alamo Draft House in the Mission District of San Francisco, where I DM for their Dungeons and Draft House event. If you're in the Bay Area, join us one of these days, roll dice, have a fun time with like-minded gamer folks. You can find my adventure design work on the DMs Guild. I do a lot of I design a lot of adventures for the D&D Adventurers League, and for in particular the West Coast Adventurers Guild. We run a variety of conventions, or we present D&D at a variety of conventions in the Southern California area and beyond. And you can find me at this year's D20 cruise in April, actually, launching from New Jersey, I believe. It is 5 days of sailing with plenty of gaming. You get a dedicated campaign GM. I am one of those GMs. So if you're looking for a fun, vacation out at sea involving gaming, check out the D20 cruise.
Awesome. I have been Rose. My pronouns are she and they. Sometimes she, they, it. Every time you turn around, I add more. You can find me online at Rose RPGs on Blue Sky. There's a full URL to that I have not bothered remembering. You can also find me here on Happy Jacks every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific for Masks Neon Nights. We just had our first session. You can catch the VODs here on Twitch or soon on YouTube and on your podcatcher of choice.
Because it works.
Come by. It's great.
Yeah.
It'll work. It'll work. Have faith.
It'll work. It'll work.
You can find me there too. I totally forgot to mention it. I'm so tired. Hi, everybody.
It's okay. You can also find Jay there.
Tune into Neon Nights.
I will also be at Orcon, so if you're in the neighborhood, say hi. I'll, if I'm at the convention, say hi. If I'm going about my life, maybe just know that I'm cool and leave me alone. Have a great one. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, Orcon, if you feel like it, is coming up in February, the weekend of Valentine's Day weekend. And so if you want to join us at the Hilton LAX, go to strategicon.net.com?
.net.
.net.
Yeah, I think it's .net.
Yeah, the strategicon.net. A bunch of us are going to be there. It's kind of like becoming like an unofficial Happy Jacks meetup for a lot of people coming in from far away, like Rose. So yeah. So
what are you talking about? I'm here in LA right now. Can't
right
you
now.
see me in my chair?
I see you. I see you in the chair. So I'm actually really, really excited. It's gonna be great. And I am hopefully gonna have some stuff to playtest with all y'all, so it'll be great.
Ooh.
All right. Today we are leaving you with a song. We are leaving you with "The Holy Ground" by the world famous Poxy Boggarts. And yeah, we will see you next week. And thank you so much. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Fine girl, you are. Well, my lovely Dinah, 1,000 times adieu. We're going away from the holy ground and the girls that we love through. We will sail the salt seas over and then return for shore to see again the once more. Fine girl, you're the
girl that I adore, and still I live in hopes to see the holy ground once more. Fine girl you are.
Now the storm is over, and we are safe and well. We'll go into a public house, and we'll sit and drink like hell.
Like hell!
We will drink